I know we talked to you on Monday when the matchup was known, but as the week has gone, what have you thought of training and just the way the team has handled the opportunity that's ahead of them?
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement in the group. It's been an excellent week of training. I think we've obviously put ourselves in a position where we get to work together for another week, which is the best part. Now it's about preparing, and we've done a good job this week executing the ideas, and Sunday can't come soon enough.
Danny, when you're playing a team that you have not played, is it all looking at film? Is it trying to talk to people in the Western Conference? How do you best prepare?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. I certainly have some good friends of mine that are managers in the West that I've spoken to. We've done a ton of video work on them. And as I said earlier in the week, they're a very good team. It's why they are where they are. It's why they've had the points that they've had. It's a difficult place to go. But I've said it over and over again. We've shown this year our ability to travel and do a good job, keep our intensity, have the right mentality. And this is just another opportunity, another obstacle, and one that the hope is the players are prepared for and look to run over.
Is it fitting at all? I mean, I know your whole preseason was about getting better on the road, and now it comes down to this, a road game, and the way you guys have handled that throughout the year.
Yeah, I think it's. I was talking to the staff about it the other day. It's why we went about the preseason the way that we did. We certainly improved on the road this year from last year. So it is a bit fitting that the final is on the road. I've been there before as a coach, so it won't be new to me. But a lot of the players have not, So again, the focus is on us. It's making sure that we can execute the plan that we've put together, and the players have done it all season long, So we got to make sure we start the game the right way there. I think that becomes really, really important, and I'm confident the group's going to do that.
You've had some guys in and out of the lineup with injuries. How are you doing health-wise coming into this? I shouldn't ask.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to figure out how to answer it. There's a lot of question marks at the moment. We have a lot of guys that are down for different reasons. Some guys picked up some knocks against Tampa Bay. I'm not going to go into the specifics, but we're still working through who's going to be available and who's not at the moment.
How difficult has that been, I guess, throughout the year that you've had guys kind of coming in and out of the lineup?
Yeah, it's certainly been difficult, but at the same time, the guys that have had their numbers called have come in and done an excellent job. Again, we talk a lot about the depth of the group, and it's why we built the roster the way that we did. And then when you look at the integration of the academy players and how they've performed in their opportunities, by no means am I, my job is to make sure that I put the group on the field that gives us the best chance to win. And I'm confident, I've said it over and over again this year, in that entire locker room. And so we're continuing to evaluate. There's some guys that are touch and go. There's some guys that are definitely out. But I believe I have the group here to do something special in San Antonio, whether it's, a guy that started last week or a guy that came off the bench last week. This group has a next man up mentality. And again, I think they've proven that throughout the playoffs and all season. So it's easy for me to sit here and look for excuses, but I don't make them. I don't look for those, and I don't make excuses. We're going to put a good competitive group on the field on Sunday, and whoever's healthy and gives us the chance to win the game, those are the guys that are going to play.
It seems like sort of along those lines, they found ways to win in spite of a lot of adversity. Has that sort of been, to you, the story of the playoffs so far, just kind of finding a way?
I think it's been the story of the playoffs and really at times the story of the season. I think we've had players, I want to say players that have had a lot of games in this league and a lot of experience have their seasons end due to injury. We've had guys miss a lot of games due to injury. But this group has been resilient. The guys that have come into that locker room this year, maybe it being new for them, have stepped up. Our academy players have stepped up. Our veteran players have stepped up. I think the biggest thing is we stuck together through all of it. When we lost a game, we stuck together. When we were on a winning streak, we stuck together. And we never looked. I certainly never looked to make excuses for anybody, including myself. And we won't do that this weekend because, as I've said, I'm confident in the group.
I know Paulo talked about trying to keep things, I guess, as much on an even keel as possible in a week like this, but it's obviously not easy to do. Has that been difficult, keeping them on an even keel? Is it hard for you? Do you sleep well on a week like this?
First of all, I haven't slept well since my kid's about 3 years old now, so 3 years I haven't slept well. But no, honestly, the week of training has been really good. I think we have players that have been here before, and we have players that it's a little bit new for. But those same feelings that they were feeling last week going into Tampa Bay, some of them are feeling this week, but they're feeling it after having gone through that experience in the Eastern Conference Final, which is only valuable for us. And so I would say it hasn't been difficult to keep it even keel. I think with the experience that we have in the locker room, that's a big reason why. And for me, I just look at it as part of our process, making sure that we're preparing the guys the way we have all year, not changing course and sticking to that process. So we've done that. The guys are going to continue to be prepared, and we're looking to obviously, hopefully, have a good night on Sunday.
So you had a video on social media regarding it, but the 500-600 people who were going from Louisville to go to the game, what does that mean to you guys in the locker room?
Yeah, it's amazing. We were talking about it yesterday. I think once we got word of that, I think first and foremost, extremely thankful. San Antonio is not an easy place to get to from here. I know that now, that's for sure. And just to have that support, to see the purple in the stands, when moments get tough in every game, that makes a massive difference, especially in a final. So I think the biggest thing is we're thankful, and the hope is that we can do something special and include them in it after the game.